It is time to get prepared for the next adventure that I'm going to do, which is in 10 months. And this one is a solid prepare, not just like a half or like I did last year, and then I had a whole bunch of other mishaps. But excuse all the speaking. But I wanted to talk about, because I have this a lot, people who want to be around you. And when I was younger, I used to think, well, maybe, no, I'll take that back, because I always felt like that. But I felt sometimes you want to have people around you, but the feeling that they give off to you, it feels a little shaky and unearthing. You know, even if they're being friendly. But I noticed that a lot of people who wanted to be around me, either they wanted to use me for something, they wanted to humiliate me for some reason. There's people who try to do this, you know, and like I said, I'm a type of person, I will let you do it. I will let you do it because I know I'm going to come out on top anyway. Every single time, okay? But I let people laugh themselves to sleep. I'll let them laugh into a coma. Because I know I'm going to get the upper hand later, okay? And that's when people going to start downplaying you. Or people want to be around you because they have low self-esteem. They see that you have a light. Some people don't want to take it as far as rip it from you and take your goals. Some people just want to be just like you. They don't have goals of their own, you know, and sometimes that's even worse. That's even worse because then you try to, I don't know why these kids making all this noise. You can try to redirect them. I'm going to have to pause for a minute, go to the side and talk. But you can redirect them or ask them what their passions are, and they will have no clue whatsoever. And I'm not saying like they have a inkling of where they want to go, but they just don't know directly where to go. They have some ideas. No, they have no clue. No clue. Right? I'm like, well, you just casting out, you knocking everybody off. You can't just knock everybody off because they don't know what they're doing. Listen, yes, you can. You need to separate from those people too, because they don't have direction. We always talk about separating people who have no direction when they're doing things, that we visibly know that is harming us, or that's harming them. Like if they're doing some kind of drugs, alcohol, they're not taking care of themselves. They're not being motivating themselves. But what about a person who doesn't know their purpose and who hasn't made an attempt to find their purpose? Okay, that's a sluggard. That's the worst one. That's a sluggard. Okay, and one thing God hates is a slothful person. You haven't taken the time. To find out what it is that you want to do. You're wasting time. You're wasting energy. And not only that, when you are around somebody who knows where they want to go, chances are that's going to inspire the person who don't know where they want to go. In September. Oh, okay. It's going to inspire them to go ahead and attempt to do it, but it's also going to slow that other person. It's going to slow that other person down, because usually people who haven't taken the time, they're going to try to mimic you at any cost. They will mimic you at any cost, man. I'm going to tell y'all a prime example of a person that I thought really was, I was cool with. I thought was a friend. I was a close friend. She was very, very helpful. We used to do things together. We met each other. Oh, let me go downstairs, because they're going to keep getting louder. We met each other in college. And, we were roommates. This person, it was just like every single thing that I would do, this person would do. She had her own things for a minute, but I kid you not, every single thing that I would try to get involved in, all of a sudden she had to be involved in. even if she didn't even have the skills for it, knowing that it was nothing that she was even into, you know. And it was okay for a minute because you're like, at least you got a partner in crime. But afterwards, it was so bad because, and also, not only did she do this to me, she did this to someone else to the point where she started mimicking the other person to the point where she liked the same person that they like, would go above and beyond to be in that person's face, just in very like a sabotaging way. And they stopped being friends for a minute, and they ended up getting better. But yeah, it these things happen, y'all. Like they really do. They really, really, really do. And I noticed, like I said, I noticed that they will do anything. They will lose, like totally lose themselves. They will totally lose themselves just to have their life. It is dangerous when they don't have an identity and they see you succeeding. They're not looking at all the hard work that you put in. They're not looking at all the rejections that you had. They're not looking at all that. They're gonna say, since I've been with you, I've seen part of this situation. I haven't seen all of it, but why isn't my life going that way? And they're gonna start going ham. You know, especially they want to be around. They're gonna want to be around everywhere. I mean, that gets so tiring. That gets so tiring and so annoying that it will make you explode. Okay, it will make you explode. This person, they will slow you down. Another thing that they did was they make you feel guilty because you still want to do stuff and you want to go and advance. And while you're advancing, because you're putting work into what your passions are, they're assuming that they have this free ride with you. They assume that they're supposed to be doing the same thing and they're not putting in the effort, they're not putting in the work, and they're going to try to give you with a whole guilt party. Like, no, you have to drop them. Okay, that is the true definition of a sluggard. Because not only do you expect that you're supposed to, have what I have without going through what I'm going, whatever, what I was going through, you haven't invested in yourself to find out what you want to do. And not only that, I had to check myself with that because um, people who are like that, they are very dangerous. They are extremely, when I say extremely dangerous, they're extremely, extremely dangerous, okay? I had to check myself and find out why is it that I'm around these people. And some of it is stuff you have to check yourself with, like vetting the people that you're around. Not telling everybody what you are doing. I had a huge, huge issue with that. I mean, huge. Okay. What's the next one? Um, Listening to them. Listen. I mean, because they're gonna tell you directly what they're doing. You call them and you ask them what they're doing. Oh, nothing. I'm watching TV. I'm watching this. I'm laying down. Every time I talk to you, you're laying down. Is at different times of the day. What did you do all day? Nothing. I lay down. But I had so much to do, I couldn't do this. Why haven't you taken these goals? So, and everybody gets like that in some point in their life, especially if you face some kind of grief, depression. I'm telling you, I went through that for a season, okay? I'm not talking about for a season. I'm not talking about people who have mental illness that has these issues long term. I'm talking about people. Why is everybody an N-word? Like, I don't even know how. This a whole different generation. A whole different generation. Y'all, I can't even get with it. I promise you. But anywho, stay in my lane, stay focused. And so, yeah, I'm not talking about anyone who has a mental condition. I'm talking about people who are doing the same. They're doing the same thing, and the only time they're being active is when they are with you, or they're with someone else that they're mimicking. Okay, y'all, be careful of them. Okay, everybody that come close to you, because they're gonna always be available. unless they find somebody else that's a little bit more interesting that they think they can slide up under, they can get more out of, make them feel really, good, even though they're not doing anything. Those people are gonna always be there, okay? Um, but yeah, be careful of those. Everybody who's around you is not your friend. Everyone that is around you is not your friend. And enemies, they come in different shapes, sizes, and phases. I'm telling you, different brands and different. They come under different umbrellas. And I would rather have the person say that I hate your guts. At least I know where you stand at. Or I just don't mess with you. I don't know what it is. It's something about you. I used to get upset, like, dang, I didn't even do nothing. I'm okay with that because I'm okay with walking away. But them other ones, you gotta be careful with, because if you let them stay around too long, they'll get comfortable, and you will hear how they feel about you, really. Um, when you are moving and you're going through a struggle or something, and they want to complain about it, and they want to throw dirt on you, when you fail, when you're trying to do something. You'll hear that. You'll hear it really, really quick. Um, the other friend is the one who is trying to get something out of you. But I've talked about that one. This is the person who knows that you are going places. They are not. They know where they want to stay. They want to keep doing what they're doing. They're gonna smoke weed. They're gonna smoke pot. They're gonna smoke dope. They're gonna do. If you have anybody like that in your life, I used to be like, well, maybe you can just love them from a distance. It comes a point in your life where you say, you know what, you can. Some of these people cannot be in your life at all. When I say can't be in your life at all, they cannot be in your life at all. Okay, and this person is bringing drama into your life. They know that you are the problem solver, so every time they come into a issue with their relationships or something, they calling you, but they never calling you when they fine. Cut them off. They need nothing but bringing drama to your life, or they can help you when you in something in a jam, but it's only to benefit them a little bit more. I have prime example of that. Sorry, y'all. Prime example of that. I had um I had somebody that I considered a friend. I no longer consider her a friend. I don't even know. I used to consider her associate. I don't even really much consider her that either. Um, and so she was one of those people, like, anytime she would get into these crazy relationships, she would want me to jump in. Oh, I need help. She became homeless. She wanted me to help. But anytime she was doing good, she couldn't show up. When I had my first review for my makeup line, and I had to speak with like a couple of kids. We had this big show, and we had to go for our local CBA basketball team to go and present. And I was a sponsor for one of them. Free tickets, free everything. They didn't have to do nothing but show up. And matter of fact, crazy part about it, I was like, because they was like, oh yeah, my car, this and that. I was like, I'll come pick you up. It's no biggie. It was always an excuse, okay? Yeah. Um, didn't show up. The only time that this person would show up is if I needed her to watch my dog. And the reason why she was okay with it is because she wanted to be in my house. Okay? And I was like, that's cool. Like, I don't care because it's just me. I do live very comfortably. So it's not an issue. And plus it's helping me. You can go eat my food. You're taking. This person loves animals. But I started noticing they wouldn't even take care of my animals or my property the way that they should. And it wasn't like they weren't capable of it, because they've done it to other people in other places that were less, together than mine. They would be all uptight, but with mine it wasn't. And I had to make I had to make a decision. The final time that this happened, I had to make a decision because she got everybody involved in a whole bunch of mess. Um, and it was like a horrible scene. It was really, really like life threatening. And it was with the individual that was going nowhere. I mean, spent there all in circles. She got out of that situation. Everything was cool. This has been like 2 years past, and now she's back with this person. And then, not only that, turning everybody else away. That was my indication, like, okay, you know what? This will never be the same. It's time to close that door. It's time to close that door and move on. Okay? And move on. And sometimes that's what you have to do with people. That's what you have to do. Everybody who's around you. Because every time I was around, it was always draining. It was always something going against it. If it start off nice, it's going to end out not so good because it was something always going on underneath the scenes. Be careful of those people. When you see that happening, don't hesitate to give yourself some space. And if you feel the spirit telling you to get up and leave and just not have no conversation with that person, leave and not have any conversations with that person, okay? I know y'all like, Bill, if you don't fix this doggone what's name, but I ain't been nowhere, y'all. I just been on work and I've been having headbands and everything else on, and I've been like moving a lot of stuff, so yeah, I have not fixed my lace front. I ain't had no reason to. I mean, just being lazy, yes, you do, because I mean, people can see, but yeah, forgive me with that. But back to the topic. Be careful, because all these people that are around you, who want to be around you, are not your friends. Sometimes they just want to drain your energy. So, yeah. Bye.